I'm Mike from Studio One. We're a Toronto music platform dedicated to artists of diverse backgrounds and genres. Hamlet, Keeli, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Can you please introduce yourselves?
My name's Hamlet,
I'm Kei-Li.
and we are drifters.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess he produces.
Yeah,
He's multi-instrumentalist.
and Kevin's singer, beat maker, producer as well too, and dancer.
Yes.
And VR maker,
Game designer?
AR. Yeah.
I mean, we can jump right into that. Yeah, on your
Mhm.
Spotify bio, Kaylee, yeah, you talk about different passions, and I can share that I have different passions myself. Do you juggle all these passions at the same time, or do you like go back and forth because it's a
Oh,
lot to handle, right?
yeah. I would say I'll juggle like two or three at one time, but in terms of phases, there's definitely times when I'm just not dancing as much or not making as much music if I'm focusing on this other thing. So
Yeah.
I will say balancing it is a bit tough because like switching between takes time to switch brains almost.
Yeah. And was there like when did you like because if probably beat making or beat boxing and dancing kind of came around the same time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And I mean video like Hamlet said you were into VR. Like what kind of VR stuff are you working on right now?
Yeah, I'm a VR game designer, so I just work on different types of like right now. I guess I'm going to be working on a multi-platform like social VR sort of collaborative creation thing, kind of like Roblox, but for VR.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have a Quest 2 and
Oh, nice.
I use it once in a while, and I don't know, you gotta make more games for me, man.
Keep a lookout. I'll Kei-Li branded games.
Yeah. What kind of games do you like playing?
Personally, I'm not like a huge gamer. Like I love playing party games. So that's also the style of games I make. So I really like WarioWare
Mm.
Incorporated is one of my favorite games. Super Smash Bros. I know they're not like party games, but they're kind of like like quick round, like set time, short time frame. Uh,
Yeah, but there were a couple games you showed me too, like
Inside,
Inside.
yeah.
Inside was great, and it was like the second Limbo. If
Yes.
anybody's played Limbo before.
Yeah.
It's
Very
kind
cinematic.
yeah,
Yeah.
simple, but like very cool.
Exactly. Simple. Like I like really simple controls, accessible, but if everybody can get into it and then feel that story or emotion or whatever, it makes it easier. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah, what's
mentioned like party games.
Yeah.
You must have friends, whereas some of us have problems. I tried to play like Among Us for a while, and I couldn't get like more than three people together. Like it's just a joke. Yeah.
It's true. It's too hard. It's hard. Everybody's busy these days.
Right. But like for a
Busy.
while in
Yeah.
the pandemic, there's a whole year where everybody was either very unemployed or they were
Yeah.
very at home. Like the things I've learned over like you have your like the people who actually show up like during the pandemic, that's your real friends, or at least they check in with you.
Yes.
But like everybody else, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
you don't even want to jump on like a lobby together. Like that's about it. Like yeah.
Yeah, I gotta question our friendship.
Yeah.
Till the next time we see each other in person. I don't know. We'll see how that interaction goes.
Yeah, you went to, like I have like I'm gonna give him shit about this.
Yeah.
This guy I know who I will probably call, like we call every day. He went to a party before he saw me in person. Like I haven't seen him in person in the pandemic, but he went to a party with his girlfriend. Like priorities, bro. Priorities.
What about me?
Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I feel it, man. I feel it.
yeah.
too busy on the couch these days. Just
Right. Right. Like too busy talking to his girlfriend. Like, come on, bro. Like we're she wasn't here all the time. I was there.
man.
Yeah.
I was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was here for a while, man. Yeah. So did you guys grow up in Toronto? Because like your music and your videos are pretty Toronto centric.
I grew up in Mississauga.
Mississauga.
Close
Yeah.
enough, I guess.
GTA.
Kind of different though.
Yeah, I like my family. Like I grew up in Mississauga, but I went to high school downtown Toronto, so that was kind of my sort of like Toronto, but also Greater Toronto area thing.
Mhm.
One of my last records is called GTA Funk.
Yeah,
Um,
GTA Funk.
so it has like, it's,
Yeah.
Greater Toronto area.
Interestingly enough, I don't think any of the videos were shot in Toronto. They were all Mississauga. So Daydream and
Except for
Addiction.
Except
Addiction
for
was
Addiction.
direct Toronto for sure.
Yeah.
We went
Yeah.
around Toronto for that one.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think we did a bit of Hamilton for one, and
Burlington.
and
Yeah.
Saga, Streetsville. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Hamlet, you seem to like well, when I say Toronto, I just mean like GTA.
Yeah.
People who actually live here, yeah, they do differentiate. What where which part of Mississauga?
Different.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's not Toronto.
Taiwan and
Yeah,
China.
people
Like
call
we
me
gotta
out.
set that apart. Yeah, it's
People
not the
call
same
me out
thing.
on that shit all the time. You're not from Toronto. Oh shit.
When people make fun of you for it. Okay. Like which part of Mississauga? I have a lot of friends in Peel.
I went to Streetsville, so I grew up just outside of Streetsville.
Mm-hmm. I don't know
Yeah.
where it is. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like Aaron Mills, kind of like around Aaron Mills.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. What was it like growing up in your respective areas?
Normal ass suburb, kind of like, not a lot of colored people growing up, but there are now.
Yeah, it was so much
crazy.
whiter back then. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was so much whiter back then.
Right.
I was one of the few kids,
Asian kids, yeah.
anything kids actually.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
It was pretty segregated, yeah.
But then then more of us started to show up in
make
the
our way.
schools. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we taking over.
Yeah. But first it was like, oh, you guys should date because you're the only two, and then it was like, oh, there's 4 or 5 now.
They're like arranged marriaging you.
Yeah. With us.
Yeah, you're like, bro, I don't even know her.
Yeah, like, and like I don't know, like I bring this up to like I don't know, like if I think we're getting better at this now, but like if there's like, because I grew up mostly with like a bunch of Asian kids, so it was not as hard for me to like find my own. But in high school, I went way up north, so there was only like maybe 5 Asians in high school, and like I don't know, like even when there's only like 3-5 of us in the same place, we don't really one up each other. Like we don't really dab each other up. We don't really support each other like that. Like I was in high school. I don't know if you guys heard of Timmins. It's like way up.
Timmins. Oh yeah. Like out.
The kids are out. Yeah, the kids are really nice, but I struggled for a little bit, and I don't know, like when there's like, it's like I don't know, like maybe this is just like all cultures, but like when you see like an Asian person across the room, or like you have to like think about like, does he want me to connect with him on level? Like
I was the type of Asian that automatically like
would look
just like we're
across
friends.
the room. It's
like a Chappelle thing, just
he doesn't have to even be Asian, or she, or they don't have to even be Asian. Like just, as long as they're like, it's like in a predominantly white like room.
Yeah, if it's
just
just a
one
colored
other person that's color, and you're like, you see them and you guys lock eyes, and you're just like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I must have more privilege than you guys. Then I rarely get into this situation.
But it's fair. It's fair. Sometimes there's like a little bit of like, I'm not sure if you're just trying to do your thing, and like, I don't know if you want to like. I feel bad sometimes being like, colored folks.
Yeah.
And they're like,
with the gong, smashing the gong.
We're here.
The line dance comes out. Every stereotype ever.
Oh man.
Only we can laugh at this. I mean, everybody else is laughing right now. You're not Asian. Shame on you.
We throw Chinese New Year in people's faces. Yeah. So Hamlet, what is the story behind your name?
Hamlet's actually my dad's name.
Oh.
And so I took it, and he always said he was named after a village, not Shakespeare. I don't know if he said that because everybody was like, "Hey, Shakespeare,
tragedy."
But he's like, my dad used to read, or his dad used to read the newspaper a lot and saw Hamlet. I don't know. Well, who would do this? Who'd be like, Hamlet, that is village, that is your, you know? But that's the name he got. So yeah, I roll with it.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what kind of music did you guys first start making? Because like I know Hamlet in 2019 you released like a trap remix. But what kind of genre music and stuff did you guys first start making when you first started out?
Oh, being Asian, I started with classical in the RCM system and worked my way up really hard. But music, like creatively, was like I was in rock. I learned guitar first. I actually learned guitar at church. So a lot of Hillsong, a lot of like praise, you know.
Switchfoot that one time.
No, that was too hardcore. Like we would do the like Jesus stuff first, right? Like praise songs, actual praise songs. And then that's where I learned to play on stage and stuff. Got my first, you know, stage experience. Lights. Yeah. It was really good actually. And then moved into like rock, Radiohead, Feist, broken social scene for the local people. Listen to a lot of local music, you know, just inspired by like, oh, Stars or Metric or Arcade Fire, or these guys, they can do it. Broken Social, all those guys, you know, such a cool collective.
Local legends, broken social scene.
Yeah, the people don't know about them now, right? Or you know, in the scene we're in, or you know, R&B. You know, Toronto's so R&B nowadays, right? So they don't know about that. But yeah, I that's where I come from.
For me, I guess I also had like a short stint doing classical like piano, but I was really bad, so I asked to switch to drums, and then the drum teacher was really awesome, and shout out Mark Joseph, if you know. But the drum teacher basically, he like showed me AC/DC and Jamiroquai and like all these just amazing artists. And I was like, wow, you know, I was 11. This is so funky, right? And then I got into a little bit more like hip hop sampling with like, that was my first beat stuff in like grade 9, and then I also got into street dance, like popping and stuff like that. So that was around the same time. There's a lot of funk in that. Often they're called funk styles, like locking and like popping is all funky tunes. So I feel like a lot of the music I like to make is reminiscent of that sort of like particular groove that makes you want to like, you know. But then also towards that, like when I found basically Music Soul Child and D'Angelo towards the latter half of my like I guess high school time, that pretty much locked it in. I was like, oh, okay, this is the music that I like. Yeah.
Sweet. Sorry. So
No, it's good.
Hamlet, on your Twitter, I was snooped around. I realized like looking at your Twitter. On your Twitter, you briefly mentioned about your first time meeting Keeli and how he was like a kid in a candy store.
The classic story. Yeah. We Falcone, another producer slash artist,
Estevan,
is the one who introduced us, and he was coming over to. Oh my God! Holy shit! No way! You fucking. Wait.
I have
Damn, can I expose you real quick?
Yeah.
Real talk, there's this giant cockroach on the floor right now. And I tried to subtly be like, yo, Corey, your foot's like about to step on this. And then he was like, wait, what? What's the
I don't have roaches, but I have like very unique looking animals that look hard to kill. So
yeah.
They've been coming more often.
Bro, that was like this big. That was dude. Whoa, man.
I thought you were going to expose that he was like definitely afraid of bugs, but if it was something that big,
no,
different, yeah.
It's just a bit of a. I'm sure that's not the studio reputation. Oh. Yeah. Okay, we're back.
Sorry, everybody.
Hey, man.
I thought you wanted the water. You're like, hey, is that my water?
No, I was like, yo, that is the biggest fucking cockroach I've ever seen in my life.
He played it off. I didn't even notice when he was pointing.
Oh God, I stepped on it.
You did. You felt the hard, like,
felt it.
Giant thing that.
That's what I knew. I was like, oh, water, and then I saw something and stepped on it, and then I was like, that's a thing. Oh, and it ran, and oh God. I got it with my chair wheel though.
That was nasty. I was screaming on the inside, but I was just trying to keep my cool.
You
Yeah, you were too calm for that. That's why I did not know what that was.
Either. No signs. No signs. Yeah.
I was like in the middle of a show.
I'm
like,
a pro,
it is
yo.
a show, bro.
I'm a fucking pro.
Yeah, you would not even flinch unlike Eric Andre. Like you wouldn't even like
Yeah, he loves
wouldn't
Eric.
be happy with you.
I love Eric.
Yeah.
Good joke.
Man,
dream.
go back to the story where we first met. Go back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Falcone.
Jesus.
So actually, it's funny because I know Falcone through like from university days. We went to the same university, Montreal. Also, how I met Robotaki, our other buddy. But Falcone, who's by the way, shout outs to him. Great producer, multi instrumentalist, one of the craziest like just jazz guitarists and pianists I've met in a long. Like he's a wild dude.
Wow.
And he also sings. Anyway, he introduced me to this guy, and it was the first studio, like professional studio sort of space I'd ever been in. And there was just like, to my eyes, there was like a drum kit, there was like keys, there was a guitar, bass. Like,
it was just rehearsal factory.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty, in retrospect, it was just like a regular
practice jam space. Yeah.
Jam space. But I was like, wow, pew, pew.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He was just like, can I play the drums? Are these keys? Yo, bass? It's like, this guy's everywhere.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. That was great.
It was good.
I mean, that passion must rub off on people. Like that must be so great to just be in the same room.
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
Live jamming you can't replace that. It's so hard.
And you guys have been working on stuff for at least a couple of years now. How has your working relationship developed over years, and how does your craft kind of mold it into each other's?
I would say that like when we first started making beats, like so I guess Wednesday was like one of the, I mean, we've collaborated a few times before that, but like what really in recent times triggered it was that Wednesday EP where I would come over and Joya would come over. Shout outs to Joya, also a very talented singer.
Yeah.
But we would all meet up at his place in Mississauga, and we would make music together, and that eventually became sort of the album. But then I think through that experience, we kind of like there was a lot of back and forth in terms of like, hey, push back. I really like laid back swung rhythms. So I'm always like, yo, push back that beat or whatever. And he's like, yo, and Kevin, make it less messy and weird. And so there's a lot, initial sort of like figuring it out kind of like confluence. Yeah. And I think towards Drifter's time was when we really like locked into a cohesive sound together almost, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Where it's not too late, just not too early, not too on time, perfect, but like just even stylistically.
Yeah, just musically in general, not just beats, but just like I think from a cohesive sort of standpoint, I think our music sounds a little bit more than it used to.
That's good. Yeah. I maybe I have ADD or ADHD. What's the poster behind you? That looks familiar. Oh, blonde. Why was I thinking Vince Staples? Of course it's blonde. Right. And I saw. Oh my God. I'm
always wearing the shirt. We're playing a show.
I gotta pray to
I was like, put the shirt on it. I was like, damn, I'm doing this interview too, and the shirt's on. Every picture I'm in, I got this shirt on.
But you have to show the back because every time people just see the front, it just looks like a marijuana shirt.
Yeah, you're a pothead.
I kept reading a line. I'm like, is that a Kanye verse? Is that a Kanye verse? No, it's not. I love Frank Ocean. I should burn right now. I should not be here. I'm committing sins to the ocean gods. Like
the ocean god. The Goshen.
Like I love. Have you guys seen that video in concert where he? Of course you have seen it. With Brad Pitt and yeah.
I watched it in New York. Not the Brad Pitt one. But like I went to watch him live, and he came to Way Home. That was the same time as the Panorama, the New York festival, same weekend. But it's Spike Jonze who does that video. Who tours with them and like films their live set. So you're watching a fest like
Spike Jonze.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, you brought up Joya already, and Joya is actually one of our first guests. So we actually met her. Yeah, and she's just, I have nothing bad to say about her.
No, sweet.
And I also lost my wallet that day, so it was like very memorable. I'm like, okay, Troy, and then wallet, everything.
Strong memories from negative emotions.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah, very mixed emotions that day. Yeah. So what is she like as an artist? And Hamlet, you also met her dad, right?
Oh yeah. We're like family. We've known
Yeah.
each other for like 9 years. I met her at Long and McQuaid, and she was just a kid, and we didn't work on music till years after. But yeah, her dad's hella cool. Mom's super nice, always giving us food.
They're out at every show, by the way. They're like sweethearts.
Every show.
Yeah.
Like best parents.
Yeah, I feel bad for smoking sometimes.
Yeah.
Wait, what? This happened actually. Aubrey.
yeah. That one time. Outside Gladstone. Right?
Shout outs to Aubrey McGee, one of our saxophonist friend.
A lot of Toronto shout outs.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of like what is your parent like? Her parents support her all the way. Wish I had that. What was your parents?
I've been blessed, Joe. I've been blessed to have parents who have been supportive, and my dad grew up in Windsor, Ontario. So he's pretty whitewashed, and he didn't have that kind of mentality as much, right? Yeah, he still worked me. Like I was doing drills, basketball drills, hockey drills, math. At the time I was doing multiplication when people were doing addition. My quick math is so on point, bro. Like, like during the summer I'm reading books and studying, he worked me. But he was like, and piano too. He'd sit there, make sure I did my piano, right? Make sure I went to recitals and And you need somebody as a piano teacher now, you need a parent like that to get the best out of your kid, because your kid's just gonna be like, nah. When it gets hard, they're gonna, nah, I'm done, So if your parent is there to like guide you and help you and get to know the music a little bit too, right?
Yeah. Your dad also played guitar, like different instruments.
Nothing.
No?
Nothing. My dad
really
could kind of dance, he just liked to dance, but he's tone deaf. He couldn't hit anything.
Why is your whole family?
My
his
mom,
little brother also makes music too.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say his little brother's tone deaf too.
My mom got pitch, but she can't keep rhythm. She'll be singing perfect, but she'll be like clapping. At church, she like can't keep that. Like,
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm counting for. I tried
2,
teaching her. Like let's go 2 on the 4. And she just gets into it and she just loses it, right? So I just say me and my bro got the combination of the
rhythm,
their music traits, and put it together.
It sounds like your dad Langed you, like Lang, the pianist.
I've heard of him.
Yeah. Like apparently his parents just tiger mommed him all the way, and that's how. Yeah. Keeli, what's your family like?
Yeah. I mean, my parents they're very supportive overall. I think they have a little bit more of a traditional tinge to their worldview. I think that's been a little bit of a struggle for me, to be honest. I'm sure you can understand. That's kind of why I do all the other things, because it's kind of like, it's like there's more to it, kind of. It feels, at least that's the way I justified it as a kid. But I would say that they didn't really understand it at first. I don't think they understand it still, but at the same time, like, because I've just been doing it for so long and like things are, I'm like putting out stuff. I think at this point they're like, well, he's going to do it regardless. And at least it's not like, insert like nightmare Asian parent scenario here, so,
murdering somebody and doing drugs at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. So like I could be out doing worse things, I suppose. But I just like to get a little high and make some music. So I think they're coming around to that fact, maybe. I will say this though, it's low key kind of annoying sometimes when like 10 years ago, I've been talking about R&B. I'm like, no, this is like awesome music, guys, like listen to this, and they're like, yeah, whatever, I like my, this and that. And then now, like on a lot of these like Asian singing shows, there's a lot of R&B style singers now, and then my mom's like very passive aggressive, like, now this is real music, Kevin. I'm like, no.
Like all the old like Cantonese music my dad hears, there's so many covers of like like 80s 90s American music. Like I showed him like Phil Collins, like this is a Phil Collins song, but they don't really, They don't care. They don't really like, no, this is my music. What are you talking about? Like, I don't care it came from Phil Collins. Like, it's really funny. Yeah, like you grow up listening to this stuff, and then you come here and you realize, oh, this is a cover. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. It's funny how it all works. Yeah, no, my parents were they're still kind of like, oh, you have a job now, like just do that, please stop making us worry. I kind of have like your parents, like it's so hard. It's so hard to like,
it's tough. But I will say that like it seems like you and I, or at least I think the thing in that phase, if you know what you're trying to do, it becomes easier, because then when it happens, or like, you know, things start falling into place, like with game design, it's like oh, all these random things that I was doing like ended up becoming important. And then they're like, oh, you know, maybe it's okay that you kind of meandered for a while.
Yeah. Now they pretty much just submitted like, oh, you're gonna do this now. Okay, come home.
Just eat well, Kevin.
Be healthy.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk to another one of your recent collaborators. I just interviewed Chris Chand, which I know Hamlet you have been working with. He's a great dude as well. He speaks pretty highly of your work ethic and your creative process. What was it like working with Chris Chand?
Sorry?
What was it like working with Chris Chand?
When we made that song, Chris came in and I've only sessioned with Chris that one time. And we kicked out like 5 tracks.
Wow.
Because at that point, I think I was just like, because he plays guitar, so it was more of a production session in a way, just like, oh, let's get that idea, put some drums to it. Cool. What's your next guitar idea? Okay, I'll put some drums, do a little guitar. And then one of the ideas was that song that we released, or that he released. And it was fast, man. It was fast. And the next thing, he's like, I like this song. I wrote to it. He had it written. We went into the studio to record it down the street at Lynx. And I think it was one session, maybe another small session after that. I did the vocal production, helped him, do harmonies and whatever, and then lo and behold, it was a very quick process. Honestly, it was like 2 sessions we ever had. So yeah.
I'll say this though, working with Hamlet, work ethic and also efficiency is like he bangs out beats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I don't like when people dwell on a project forever. Like you gotta put it out.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I mean, I'll go into some of your recent projects. So your video for Addiction, it's a joy to watch. And I went to Raritan for a bit, so I know that back alley where the drug deal was done.
Yeah.
In the whatever building that's called, that you always stare at that alley from like the 2nd, 3rd floor.
Oh yeah.
It's a poo alley, man. Lots of poo in that alley.
Yeah.
Some shit goes down that. Like I don't know.
Literally.
Yeah. It was kind of nasty lying on the floor, I'm not gonna lie.
Kev's girl was out there. I felt pretty bad for her.
Yeah, she's
So that video has like a super intricate plot, and I think I read too deep into it because I watched it like maybe 3-4 times. Like a drug dealer / girls fleece thing, it kind of looks like the coat texture of the dog. I don't know if that's deliberate.
Whoa.
Is that too deep?
No, I didn't think about that.
The dog.
But that is a really interesting take. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not. That's a very interesting.
I think it pertains to everything though.
Yeah, because it is a trippy. That's cool. Whoa.
That is very cool.
Open it to interpretation, and you interpreted. I like it.
So how did you guys like form that plot, and how
it was actually with the director and the cinematographer, right?
Videographer. Yeah, videographer. I don't really know the difference.
Too many words.
Cinematographer, videographer. But the two creative duo that we worked with for the visuals was Robert Morrow. Shout outs to him, and Malachi Wilson.
Yeah.
And they were a really dope, like just hands-on team, and they just honestly they pitched us a few concepts, and then we kind of settled on this. They had this like we had like a brainstorm call basically, and then they had like one concept that was kind of about it was like a vague idea about like maybe pills or something like that, and then I think we really latched onto that one, and then we like further fleshed out and then had all these sort of like, you know, the heart-shaped pills and all that stuff. That kind of became the later concept.
And I guess we were just trying to be like, how can we make it, you know, like he's tripping out, but you know, on these candy pills of life or whatever, stress, right? What was interesting though was that we actually released that song before the video, kind of just with Daydreamin', just like, hey, here's the 2-pack, and we had a video for Daydreamin', but Addiction was just like a tag along. A lot of people like Addiction more, but those guys hit us up just like out of the blue. Yeah. Being like, hey, we want to do.
We love the song.
Yeah, we love the song. We're trying to get into music video stuff. Like they definitely
have done stuff,
you know, before. Other stuff, you know, commercially, whatever. This was their first music video. So they're like, we want to do it for free, whatever. And we were just like pretty taken back how scheduled everything was, and like how they were willing to work for, you know, just
shout outs to them for their organization and all that. But in terms of the concept too, like I think once we kind of settled on it, they came back with like a whole script or like a sort of scene by scene, and they got all the shots down in a very organized shot list and stuff. So within a day they kind of just iced it out. But we also, for that addiction concept, the reason kind of we went with that pill trippy concept was just because there is this sort of, in the song structure and the song lyrics, like there's this sort of tension between whether or not I'm talking about a love interest, or if it is like a more serious problem, right? And
or if it's just a drug.
Yes, you know? Right. And straight up, I guess personally, I mean, I don't have addiction to harder things, but I definitely struggle with certain addictions to, you know, like cigarettes and stuff like that, right? And I smoke probably way too much. So that's kind of where maybe my mind was at a little bit when we penned that. But yeah. So I think in terms of the concept of that video, it was trying to toe the line.
Yeah, enjoyed it. Like I can't wait for your other videos. Yeah. So your both your videos for Addiction and Two Cities, and maybe I'm missing some other stuff, it's hosted on a Taiwanese YouTube platform, or a platform called China House. So they also host beat making and breakdance competition. So Keeli, are you involved with China House?
No, I think my manager's Harrison, and he like has some, he like has worked in Taiwan for a while, and so he has a bunch of connections out there. So because for us, we like want to just kind of, with the videographers that have helped us work on these videos, we wanted to just get as much views, right? It's kind of like the best reward in some capacity, you know, obviously, aside from payment, right? But we wanted to, get
validation.
We want to get them a platform to like actually, you know, and 10,000 people aren't checking out, you know, my YouTube, that's for sure, right? So that was just a really good media outlet that served to help us sort of premiere the stuff. And I know Harrison, like our manager, is very sort of in touch with those guys.
Harrison does booking for a lot of Asian artists to come over to Canada for shows. So he's been just out to Korea, out to Taiwan, and all those spots to, you know, talk to the guys to come over. And he's got a pretty good connection out there for Asian artists. He brings a lot of sold out arenas for like out west, especially.
Like that show you and Joy played.
Oh yeah, Epic High we did, right? But then out west, they're selling out like stadiums for these, you know, they brought David Tao. Oh God, he's awesome. And and just like selling out stadiums with these kind of artists and stuff, right? So it's
foreign
like
services.
Kind of
that's his Harrison's thing.
Yeah, foreign services.
It sounds like a dream job, and I'm sure it has its I'm sure he's like very, very good at it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Harrison's killing it. He has a unique vision, I think, on that. Because I think now music is so much more global than it used to be, right? Like before, you have to like master your regional market before you can move on. Now it's just like, let's just see where it pops off, and if you happen to have certain connections in certain countries, or frankly, as Asian artists, I think Harrison's own perspective is it might be more palatable to Asian audiences, right? I don't know if the North American market is as receptive, I think, to Asian artists as we would like, maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
At least musically. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of, you know, I just feel like I need to bring this up now. What are your thoughts on 88 Rising and all the artists and what they do?
Yeah. So I'll say this a little nuanced. So I have like put out what's it called, sort of like a there. I think it was a mix that they did one time. So I have worked with them and put out stuff with my buddy Robotaki. I will say that in terms of like Asian representation, I'm just glad that there is a body out there that is pushing sort of Asian artists. I will say one thing I do dig that they try to do is maybe a little bit too concertedly, but like I do dig that they try to sort of get honestly Asian folks and Black folks together and connect the two communities. I really dig that. And sometimes there are definitely some weird moments of like, is that okay? You know, is that right for the times? Is that appropriate? But I think because they're doing that and they're big, somebody's going to be like, okay, let's do it this way. But I'm just glad that that's happening.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah.
I'm kind of more excited about BTS. Like, not gonna lie, breaking through here, and you know, people got to get used to BTS first before they get used to our face. But like, it's at least BTS is like
Butter is killing it. Right
Butter's
now.
actually fire, man. Like, if you listen to the production on that stuff, it's wild.
92.5 on the radio,
It's
or like
so
you know,
catchy.
just the pop charts. It's like and BTS Butter again.
It's the takeover.
I
Yeah.
love it.
It's
I know, like
normalizing
the
our faces.
BTS to me is just like something that's like almost like it, not godlike, but something that's like I can't even like fathom.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't
It's
even
like the
I don't even-
universe, just like
I don't even see them as Asian. I just see them as like this huge band that's like
Yeah.
every
It's
time I put a
global.
video out, it's like boom. I'm
Yeah,
like,
millions of hits.
yeah.
Huge
yeah.
paychecks
Day
for
of.
everybody.
yeah.
3 videos for the same song.
Yeah.
So good. I love,
Yeah.
like, everything about it is
Yeah.
just like genius.
I mean,
love it.
Definitely the production value is high, but you know, they're crushing it right now. So shout outs to those guys.
have you guys
Ratmon.
tried?
RM.
Yeah. You guys have definitely tried the BTS meal, right? You have to. You have to.
Mm.
We have to try. Oh, the BTS meal? No, I haven't tried.
No?
Oh, the sauces?
No,
No, I haven't either.
Bro, you gotta do it for the army. The sauce is the Thai sauce is okay, but the Cajun sauce is where it's at.
No.
Yeah, just sauce. Okay.
Army, don't at us. We're gonna get it. Don't worry. Please.
Like, I don't know, like I have this joke that I'm working on where it's like it's kind of like, at least in our memories and with our age, it started with like Jeremy Lin and then Psy and then BTS, still Crazy Rich Asians, and then COVID. Completely
Yeah.
murdered her reputation. Yeah.
Yo, straight up, it was like it felt like we were on such a upwards trajectory in terms of like Asian representation in media.
Yeah, Crazy Rich Asians
yeah,
came
all
out.
that.
It was all right, but it was
Yeah.
just like, yes.
All that stuff just like at once, and then it's like, bam, go back to China. You know, no.
We had like
virus.
Yeah.
we had like
No.
8 years, so we didn't even like have that long. Now we're just like
Yeah, we
rebuilding.
I know.
Yeah.
But they, you know how it is.
There's a reason. There's
Yeah.
a reason for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still on the up, I think. There's
I'm
a lot of stuff.
Listen, we're on the up.
Shang-Chi's coming out. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. That could be the game changer, man. Like, honestly, one good Marvel flick could change a whole. You see
Right.
what Black Panther?
Yeah. I mean,
Our entire culture is on Simu shoulders right now.
It
Yes.
is. It totally is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So-
At least this for now. Like this chance. This next chance.
just a random fun fact, but I actually went to high school with Simu.
Wow. Do you? Oh, I went to middle school with this K-pop guy. What's he called? He's called Young K. He's in like a Korean K-pop rock band called Day 6.
True. My
Middle
girlfriend.
school with him.
She's really into it.
But like I don't know what Simu was like, but this guy, he was like, you could tell he was gonna be a star. Like he jumped really, like he plays basketball, but he's like floating when he jumps, and like he's cocky as hell, and like you can tell he was gonna be somebody. Like he had
Yeah.
friends that sang with him, but like he tried to like make money off me once by like teaching me basketball. He's like and like that, like, and now I see him on the bus like a couple years ago, like on the bus posters, like happy birthday or like something Young K. I thought he died or something. It was just posted in black and white. But then it's like, happy birthday, Young K. I'm like going to my stupid job. I'm like, oh, I guess that's him. I guess that's the guy that tried to make money off me in middle school.
I mean, it is a little weird seeing Simu's face everywhere because it's like, oh, like we used to dance together and shit, and like, you know, he's just like, yeah, he's that guy, you know, he's fucking Simu. And now he's like fucking Simu.
Yeah, he's like one of the, I don't know, 20 Asians doing it. Yeah. Like, was he just like, he seems like a pretty normal guy. Like, because I went to business school and I know like so many people are like, he seems pretty like normal.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like people that like you know, to your point too, there's definitely like a bit of a star quality that you could kind of tell early on. And that kind of comes with, you know, like sort of just the attitude towards it, I guess. Getting there even, right? So yeah, he was always out doing backflips and shit. Sorry,
that's a very Asian thing. Yeah.
Sorry, Simu.
All my friends were doing it.
Yeah, you know, off the wall, off each other, by himself.
Shout out Liquid 07. Dance.
But yeah, no. Yeah, he's always been nice. You know, nice guy. So he was a little older than me, so I don't know, like, but you know, when we kicked it, it was always chill.
So the requirement to become a huge Asian superstar is just like have really good legs. Like basketball or backflip, have really good leg game.
The hops.
Need kung fu.
Yeah. So you have a like, I don't know if Spotify statistics lie, but you guys have a pretty big fan base in Taiwan. Would you? I mean, of course you would, but would you do a tour in Taiwan?
I'd love to.
I mean, I would love to. Yeah.
Tour anywhere.
I'm from Taiwan, so like, that's my home.
I didn't know if how like, I didn't know if you have an accent. Like, I didn't know how Taiwanese you were. So I'm like, would he start speaking in Mandarin to me? Like, I had to subtitle it.
I mean, I could,
because we're on like China House.
Oh yeah,
we should have totally pulled that.
我也可以开始讲中文啊。你会讲中文吗？
可以，不过对我剪切以后很麻烦。
Oh, sorry. Sorry, editor.
We could have totally done it in Mandarin.
You want to speak Chinese? And he's like, I can speak Chinese, but it's gonna be hard for the editor. Oh, that's you.
Oh, you're the editor too.
we could have done like, I don't know, like how's your what do you speak, Hamlet?
Cantonese.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You can flex on all of us then. Like,
yeah,
very little.
Yeah, there was like once in a grocery store, I was like some edgy teenager, and some Cantonese that was like Lido, so I was like Lido, like, and he was like he wanted to hit me or something.
That face. That was hilarious.
He was in shock, like he was trying to like decide, like, should I beat this kid up right now?
That was really funny.
You just mock him. Lido.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
man.
That's hilarious.
So your single, Two Cities, it's a very central love letter. Which two cities is that involved? Is it Toronto and Taipei, or is it?
Yeah, so for me, I wrote that song when I was out in Pittsburgh. So it's Toronto and Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of actually the songs on the album are from my experience living out in Pittsburgh. Partially why the album's called Drifters, because that time, like, I was coming back to Toronto and we would session, and then I'd leave after like a couple weeks, and then or like a week.
Yeah,
sometimes a weekend.
Yeah. Or we'd be sending music like towards the end of it. We were just doing, because COVID was happening, we started doing some virtual stuff. So we started working like that, calling, working on verses over the phone. Like, what do you think of this chorus? Or like,
that's how Addiction came to be, which we were just on the phone and humming a random line.
Yeah.
Was that a struggle working over the internet, or was it like you got used to it?
It's not as good as in person, but it's something.
Yeah, it works.
You know what I mean? It's better than nothing, you know. So you do
still productive,
you know. So
if I could ask, what were you doing in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I was studying. I was doing my master's out there. I was in like kind of game design. Yeah.
Now he's getting a job, so he's actually leaving to Seattle next week for this job.
Yeah. So
indefinitely, probably forever.
Maybe not forever, you know. Drifters Part 2.
Yeah, Part 2, here we go. We already got some songs for the next one too.
Drifters take place
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The next one's gonna be called Home.
I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah.
you got that work visa. Like, I don't know. I want to, like, this is just personal. Like, I've been thinking about moving to LA for the longest time, but now, like, someone was like, just do it. So now I'm like, okay, how do I actually get there? Okay, I only have 6 months until I get a work visa. Like, like the actual planning.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Do
gonna be
it.
in Seattle, and yeah, I am. It's just like, do I need to go to school or anything like that? But I think, like, I'm thinking maybe even just like go there and figure it out. But
Yo, listen, I mean, if life allows, do it.
yeah,
Because at worst case scenario, you just come back with a great story of like, man, and then best case scenario, you're out there telling that story.
yeah, or move to like Tijuana or something and just
I want to move to Hawaii.
yeah. Oh wow, yeah, that's a better idea. That's a
I've never
better.
been, but I hear it's great.
Yeah. Nothing but good things.
Yeah. Talk about your album, Drifters. Is it your debut album?
I guess
You guys
together.
are working on
Together it is.
Yeah. Like,
we both have a project before that.
yeah,
We have EPs and stuff.
I've
and
been
all
on
these
his
little
stuff.
projects.
He's been on, like
Yeah.
we make music together all the time. But in terms of like formal cut record, like on the record,
Full album together,
just
Drifters.
us. This is
Yeah.
This would be that first one.
Yeah. Okay. Since you since you have released projects on your own, is it any different? Is it different when it's a collaborative, like working is whether it's like the reception of it and the process of
Making it.
advertising it and stuff, like, yeah, was it any different than doing on your own?
Yeah, for sure,
always.
for sure. I think one of the challenges was like how, like, are we a group or are we like the separate artists that we came into this project as? And that's always been kind of like a little bit of a, like, just a hard to like figure out how to market it, I guess. And frankly, I think it's hard for people sometimes to like grasp, like, is this a group? Is this like, just, what is this? Who are these people? Who are the Drifters? But so I think that's kind of the slight difference, because before, if it's just solo, you get to just, you are the person.
I mean, right now there is a good example of something similar to what you guys are like. Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, they have their own
Yeah.
kind of thing like that.
Yeah, it's like, but you see in the title, it's all, it's like, it's very clearly separate artists, but then they come together kind of. We love Anderson .Paak, first off, so shout out to Anderson .Paak. Who doesn't? But
I always thought like Anderson and
the other one, No Worries. Knowledge.
Yeah, Knowledge.
Yeah.
No,
They have really dope.
No Worries together, right?
you guys probably definitely know about Breezy Love Child. Like,
Yes.
I was at like a music conference or something a couple years ago, and some big industry guy was saying, "Oh, Breezy Love Child," and they're like, no one knew who Breezy Love Child, except like this one other guy across the room. Like, I was so disappointed. Like,
Aw.
if you're like, I'm sure these people are fans of Anderson .Paak, but like, they're probably not fans of him. Breezy Lovejoy.
Yeah. To be fair, he's also done a lot of sounds too, right? Even his, like, prior to his Malibu album, he was like kind of a very different approach to the music. So, I think like people know like Anderson .Paak as Anderson .Paak now, but like, he has a whole wealth of that stuff.
Yeah. What are the themes of Drifters, and who's Barb?
I love it.
Okay. Themes of Drifters overall.
Distance.
Sort of, liminal spaces.
Longing.
Yeah.
Just
Synonyms of feeling lost.
Alone.
Okay, so I guess the themes, like, principally there's a little bit of a narrative actually in the, even in the song titles you can kind of sense there's a little bit of a journey, and I guess it does track the semi-autobiographical sort of account of, like, me leaving town. I just got into a new relationship. My mom got cancer over like while I was away. It was just a whole bunch of really weird mixed emotions. And also Barb. Our Barb was actually my landlady back out in Pittsburgh. She passed away actually.
Oh, okay. It's an ode. Okay, I'm sorry I laughed at that.
No, it's like, literally, I laugh at all the wrong times, dude, because it's my nervous, like, and then people are like, dude, that's not the time. We're at a funeral.
Rest in paradise.
No, it's actually funny. When I posted that song on my for Barb on my Instagram, somebody was like, "Ooh," like tagged their friend, like, "Are we gonna make sweet love to this later?" And then they were like, "Oh, just read the caption. Sorry."
I mean, hey, don't kink shame, but like that's a
don't kink shame, dude. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so I'll say positively, like Barb was awesome. So that's why I decided to make a song about her, because she kind of saved my ass a little bit when I didn't have a place. I was living out of my car for like a hot second, and she like just was very open arms, like, yo, just, I got a place if you need it, blah blah blah. And yeah, it was a little surreal. I'm not gonna lie. I saw her like a couple weeks before she passed, apparently, but then I didn't really hear about it until like much later. But she was just, we only knew each other for a short while, but she was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah,
the themes.
A moment of silence for Barb. Yeah. A moment of
silence for Barb.
So, what are you guys working on now?
It's okay. What
are you guys working on now?
Just releasing the tracks. Going back to like Kev's whole VR thing, we actually have a couple NFTs coming out. A little too late because they're not at school anymore, but still, it's not about the NFT. It's but
just some content. I made a 3D model, a 3D animation, and then set to one of our hidden track, actually off of Drifters, that you can get the stems for. Anyways, the whole thing, we just kind of wanted to make a fun scavenger hunt feel.
Yeah. And there would be two NFTs, one with him, one with me, and we're releasing 2 groups of stems. So then you got to put them together to try to collab with us, whether it's a rapper, you want to do something musically,
or your producer.
Yeah, you just maybe want to use the drums and try something else. I don't
remix it.
Remix. Yeah. But yeah, we're working that out, and then gonna release that on our mailing list to everybody who's on that. So
check it out. And then I guess after this, we have another project coming down, maybe further in the horizon. But we also have our individual projects that we've been working on as well. Yeah. I have one coming out called Heartburn with Robotaki. That should be coming out sometime. And nothing. Well, he's like, man, you're working on so many things.
I work with a lot of artists. I'm a producer, right? So when it comes to collabing, this is how I always collab. It's just now I have my name. Kev like allowed me to have a name on it.
I mean,
it's a true collaboration.
That's the sauce. I as a producer myself, I was always like, I don't like how necessarily, like, I mean, vocalists do a lot, but I just don't like how producers don't really seem to get the shout out, and at least in the main name.
Yeah, right? Unless you like stick your stupid like signature in there.
Yeah, Kevin's beat. Like,
yeah, got that dope. Yeah, like things like that. Like, yeah, it's hard. Like for anyone like that's not the artist. Like the dancers mostly don't get credits. So many people involved. Like you see the Spotify credits and you're like, oh, there's actually 20 people that wrote this. Like it's crazy. Like yeah. But this is very like hosty thing to say, but we can talk. I think we can just talk forever. I mean this. I wanted to bring this up earlier. Do you guys know Silo Nasra? Yeah. He also like grew up with the church community, and I was about to bring like I kind of wish that was had some community like what I was trying to say. I wish I grew up in a black church so I can know how to sing well.
Yeah. I just want to go to for the like. I mean, for Jesus and all that. I guess. Well, I don't know, but I want to go for the music. If I could just be blunt. Yeah, actually, to that point, my family like is also really religious, but we ended up just doing church at my house. So like, because my dad was like, he felt like he could, he was like, he could talk about stuff or whatever, lead the congregation, if you will. So then my sister would always be playing the piano, and I would be, or sometimes we have the guitar and we'd switch.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
The vibe.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
Not as fun as it's not as fun as it sounds.
yeah, I think hopefully I get to see you guys in person soon, and
Yes.
yeah, I think we can talk and laugh for a long time, but yeah, hope you guys have a productive day, and
man.
yeah, this is what I knew. This, like, I just knew you guys are pretty like soulful, cool dudes, like, because I can only get so much from your content, but I just watched like you guys like jump into a pool of milk, so I was like, oh, okay, these guys are probably
That was gross, by the way.
yeah,
I threw that pool
see
out.
your face. They're like,
Yeah. We're drinking that thing at the end.
Ah.
I don't think we were actually drinking it.
Yeah,
We were
just put it onto the mouth, and but
Yeah.
I was like, after, like,
It was curdling. At a certain point. When you see the shake at the end, it's
Yeah.
like not even peaches anymore. It's just like brown. that was our last take too. That was the 5th take. We chose that one.
Yeah. Shout outs to Jason Lee, Ciego Pigeon Jason Lee, by the way, who shot, I think, like every
other video
except
other
for
than
addiction. And he honestly, I really have to give him credit for pumping out a lot visually into the story, into the theme, right?
Yeah, actually, like tying our story for us, ahead of us,
dude,
knowing our vision ahead of us,
Yeah.
and being like, here's, like, I thought of these video ideas.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And we were just like, that sounds great. Like, so anyway, so shout outs to him for really fleshing out the universe. So
Yeah, man. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah. And Mike.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Or sorry, you couldn't.
It's okay. You could.
Kun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us on, and sort of hitting us with some amazing deep questions. So
Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, I make people uncomfortable, but hey, that's me. So
Love it, yeah.
comfort
Yeah.
in the uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
you have a great rest of your day as well, man.
Yeah. 多谢晒。
谢谢大家。
大家，明天再见。
Peace, dude.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, man. Peace.